Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get Murda here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app's an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Killer, what's good, man?
Murda, what up, man? How you doing today?
I knew you wasn't gonna wear a suit. See how when I do wear one.
We had a whole meeting after the show yesterday. I said I was going to do something today,
okay.
And you said you was going to dress streetwear. So you don't remember that?
I do.
That's what I'm saying. We can't get on the same page. You just want to fight. You just want to fight for no reason, man. We had a whole meeting about what we was going to wear today. But your suit, I like that suit. It looks nice. Is it new?
I don't know. You got so many, you know?
Mm-hmm. Has it been in your closet a long time?
Probably.
Okay. I just was asking, man. Listen, it's a nice suit. I like that, man.
Thank you.
Right nice, man.
Dad, how you doing today, Stat?
I'm great. I'm happy. We got a pink helmet. Like, this is cute.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. These helmets is fire, man. Shout to Underdog. They did their thing with this. They know who runs the pink shit. This is why they sent pink helmets. Because they know who runs it. But all jokes aside, this is really dope. They gave us all helmets. What I'm going to do is this. Before the show is over, I'm going to figure out with Nick how we could give a couple of these helmets away from It Is What It Is and Underdog. We have a few helmets that's custom made. You know, Stat says Stat, Mase says Mase. But we have some that says It Is What It Is on the back. If you're a subscriber, we're going to try and make sure one of our subscribers wins two of these helmets. Nick, before the show's over, let me know and we'll announce at the end if it's an email raffle. We'll figure some shit out, but before the show's over, we'll make sure you guys out there get a couple of these helmets.
But first and foremost, make sure y'all are subscribed. So if you're not, hit the subscribe button right down below. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. And we're going to start with the Suns. So coming into this season with the players that they have, I don't think anyone expected the Suns to be the 11th seed right now. So my question to you, Mase, is who is not being held accountable?
That's really the question you want to start
right
with.
there. Who is not being held
Who's
accountable?
not being held accountable? On the Suns, I mean, I think it's obvious. I think Bradley Beal is not being held accountable. But how can you hold him accountable? Realistically, he already said he got the no trade clause, so he's basically saying everybody can go but him. So this is really not good. I don't like this because at the top of the year, I thought when they got Bradley Beal, was that this year or last year? Yeah, the top of the season when they got Bradley Beal, I automatically thought they would be a dominant team. I mean, other people said the same, and to see where they're at now is it just doesn't make no sense. It makes no sense that they're playing like this. And how can you hold somebody accountable that can't be moved, that can't be traded, that can't be, all of the above? I don't like it at all. All of this really paws suck for even Book, because before KD and Bradley Beal got there, Book was balling out of control. We was thinking that Book was gonna be like that from the Mamba family. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing pretty good, but I needed to be back Book's team. If I'm a GM, I gotta go back to Book. Y'all added all these pieces he didn't need. And I love KD. KD is still like my favorite player in the league.
Yeah, you made a good point just now. Before KD got there, Bradley Beal got there, it seemed like Book was about to be one of them niggas. Like
Yeah.
kind of the way we look at Anthony Edwards for the last year and a half, 2 years, the way we may look at John Morant when John Morant's not injured or on the sidelines for anything else. It was looking like it was about to be Devin Booker's world, and now it just looks like it's not his world.
Mhm.
So I don't know who should be held accountable. That's a great question. I don't think it's about accountability. I think it's more about that they have no physical and vocal leader in the Phoenix Suns locker room. All of them are great leaders, and I'm talking about for self-individual play. I'm talking about somebody who could galvanize the team. Say, look, you're
That's a
not
good
doing
point.
this. You're not doing that. Yo, we need you to slide your feet on defense. Yo, you're missing out on assignments. You're not fighting through the screen. When the ball is coming up, pick them up at half court. You know, we see players on different teams, and you don't have to be the best player to have that job. To me, Draymond Green does that for Golden State, but is he the best player on Golden State? No, he's not the best player on Golden State. But do you need a vocal leader? I think you do need a vocal leader. And as great as all three of those guys are, I'm talking about Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin Booker, I don't see any of them being vocal leaders. I could be 100% wrong and be like, Cam, shut up, I am leading in there. But you can see it on the court. Nobody's holding anybody accountable because me personally, I think they all have a high level of respect for each other.
That they don't want to say it to each other.
Exactly.
This is where you need, not to cut you off, but this is where you need Chris Paul.
I don't know about him, but Mase is right to a certain extent. You need that
This
type
where
of
you need Chris
that type
Paul.
of annoyance. You need somebody to be
It's
like,
no
yo.
accountability. You talk
Yeah.
about accountability.
No. The reason why, see, the thing about it with Chris Paul, because you're right, you do need a Chris Paul type nigga. I just don't like using Chris Paul as an example because his leadership never help him win.
Yeah.
But he is one of them niggas. Yo, come here, come get in the huddle. Hurry up,
Yeah.
do this, do that. You do need that type of person. But I don't think any of those players, KD, Devin Booker, or Bradley Beal, are those type of people. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I think a person like Kevin Durant, and I can't, and unless I even know me and Kevin Durant are friends, I can't speak for him. But if I'm guessing, I'm sitting there saying to myself that Kevin Durant is like, yo, I ain't gonna keep telling niggas what to do. They should know what to do. Some niggas is like that. Like, some niggas will be like, yo, ain't we all professional basketball players? Why the fuck I gotta be galvanizing the team and telling you need to do this or you need to do that or you should be here, or you should be there? Ain't you getting paid $219 million and know what the fuck to do anyway? But sometimes you need that on-court leadership or that locker room leadership. And to me, as great as all three of those guys are, I don't think nobody's going to hold anybody else accountable because either they're too cool or the amount of respect that they have for the other person. We're thinking about Kevin Durant, right? We're thinking about, if I'm not mistaken, Devin Booker's at the Olympics as well, right? These are two players that were instrumental parts of bringing home a gold medal this summer that just recently passed. And not just niggas who was on the bench, like they didn't give Jason Tatum that much run or whoever else. Book and KD played. So for them not to even be making the playoffs is crazy.
Yeah, and both of them averaging, about 26 points a game? Book is averaging 26 and 7, so he's still balling, but it just doesn't feel like it on the eye test like you normally says. It doesn't, the eye test, they're not passing the eye test.
Yeah, so I think another main problem here is that it comes across as very laxed, even if that's not what they want it to be. So I wanted to bring up the quote that you said about Bradley Beal. So he did say is the biggest thing is when he came here, he wanted to win. But then his statement, he ended it by saying, I still have the best job in the world and I still have my no trade clause. So I'm smiling every day. So when you hear that, given their situation, how does that make you feel hearing that from one of their best players?
It's just, like something you can say. You just shouldn't say it. You have this trade clause, the no trade clause, But that's not the thing to bring up because it's going to make everybody think you're the problem, because when you talk about being lax, how much more lax can you get than to publicly be stating, I have a no trade clause. That's like walking in with your flip flops on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't do nothing with me. And now I'm looking at what's happening with Bradley Beal. Like game wise, it doesn't look like he's balling like he was in DC. And I know he's around better talent, but there's some people get around better talent and play even better. I think they're all people that need the ball. Pause and just with that, you need a perfect kind of coach to bring all of that kind of firepower together. Pause.
Yeah. What was the exact quote set?
Yeah, so you basically started out by saying my biggest thing is when I came here, I wanted to win. I had 30 points a game, went into like the winning culture that he wanted, but he ended it by saying, I still have the best job in the world and I still have my no trade clause, so I'm smiling every day.
Yeah, I think Mase hit the nail on the head when he's saying some things you shouldn't say. But I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what Bradley Beal's feeling, but that's one of them shits too where you be like, yo, niggas try to really just send me to motherfucking
Utah.
The Sussex Falls. Word, that's just word, niggas really tried to do that to me. Yeah, all right.
Put you on the 79ers,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you put you on the Lake Tahoe 79ers. Like, yo, nigga, nah, fuck that. So I'm flaunting my no trade clause in their face because I can't see him just saying that for no reason. That sounds like they tried to put him in a trick bag and basically say, you go in here, and he like, oh, y'all playing with me. I bet. And then after that, he probably ignored every other team they came to him to try to trade him for. Like, nah, because y'all playing games with me. So Bradley Beal, whoever your agent is, oh man, you have to really, really thank him because, like Mase said, I wouldn't have said it neither because two things. Really one major thing. When this deal, you're not playing that well. And to me, I think you're still a star, if not a superstar, just you're not in the right situation. We seen your talent when you was with John Wall, and not just with John Wall. You got that big contract you got because John Wall was hurt and you was carrying the Wizards. I still think you're a great talent. I just think it's not meshing with this team. But what I will say is this, is that I'm not sure when your contract is up and if you're young enough to get a really big contract, but I'm pretty sure after this contract is up that you're still young enough to get another couple-year deal, that they will not put this in your new contract. They will not put the no trade clause in there because you're flaunting it around and being braggadocious about it.
He might have messed it up for everybody. He might be the end of the no trade.
Yeah, unless you want
Bradley Beal rule.
Yeah, the Bradley Beal rule because you're flaunting the no trade clause in your face. From that statement that Stat read to me, it was like, I still got the best job in the world and I still got my no trade clause. That you didn't have to throw that in there. You did not have to throw that part in there.
And how is it the best job in the world if you're losing and you're 11th place?
Yeah, because the thing about it, Murda, and don't get me wrong, and I'm not talking about Bradley Beal, some people just realize that a championship is not in the cards for him, and I'm not saying that he said that. So if you waking up in the morning, Murda, and you want to play basketball and you make $300,000, $400,000 a game, it might be the best job in the world. It might be all right. Look, I already see my future. I ain't win no championship. I make $125,000 a quarter. I got the best job in the world.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you can get a certain amount where you just like, man, this is better than hip hop.
Athlete, hell shit. Athlete definitely.
You don't gotta see niggas. You just get money every day.
Especially basketball players, and not just basketball players, baseball players too, because their money is guaranteed, playing and not playing. Football niggas out here scratching and surviving, trying to get the incentives on the part of the money that's not guaranteed. These basketball players, it was a stat we read maybe 2-3 weeks ago about how much money Joel Embiid made on the bench without playing. How can you beat this job if you don't even want to play, if you don't got to play and you still getting the money? I ain't mad at it, but like Murda said, Murda made a great point just now. They might start the motherfucking Bradley Beal rule.
Yeah.
You start the Bradley Beal rule, no trade clause, because it's only him and LeBron, only two
There's
niggas
only
with
two
it.
left, yeah.
Yeah, there are only two niggas with it. And I didn't know that either. Stat made a great point that it's only been 8 or 9 niggas ever with it. So.
Yeah.
So in that regard, he might have not needed it. You know, I mean, because if LeBron had it, think of the people who had it. He's not one of them 8 now that should have had that. So it's like you said, his agent did an amazing job.
Yeah, but Murda his agent did an amazing job, but that's what it's about.
Yeah.
If my agent is better than your agent,
don't get mad at
don't
me.
get mad at me.
Later,
charge it to the game. Y'all been out here killing this. Think about it. Let's just think about it. And like I said, I'm not trying to call Bradley Beal a scrub or nothing like that, but
he's definitely not a scrub. He's definitely one of the
and
players.
I think he's a star still. I just think he's not in the right situation. But let's just think about the names. We can sit there and say the people who could get traded. First of all, we seen Luka just get traded, which was crazy. The Joker could get traded. Jason Tatum could get traded. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can trade. Steph Curry could get traded.
Steph Curry should be on a no trade clause.
Yeah, exactly. So
LeBron,
LeBron is the only other person with it. But all these people could be traded and Bradley Beal can't. So that's why Bradley Beal probably had to smirk like,
he got the best job in the world. And it's probably an inside joke. It's one of those statements when you're sarcastic, that's an inside joke. He's talking to somebody when he say, I got the best job in the world.
Yep, exactly. So.
Yeah, so y'all made a couple points. So yes, to Cam's point, there are only 10 players in the NBA who have ever received a no-trade clause. And to Embiid, he's earned $125.6 million while sitting on the bench for games that he's missed. But back to the point of like the best job in the world, like, yes, you're not winning, but I would take that, or like even to be like a backup quarterback. You got Zach Wilson, who's a backup for Tua out in Miami, who's making $6 million a year to be in Miami, and he don't even got to touch the field unless it's needed. So all these guys are kind of chilling right now. You either have that championship mentality or you don't. Not saying Bradley Beal does not. I'm just saying if you get a little comfortable,
but see, that's
kind of what happens.
No, and to agree with you 100%, Stat, it's just that, and I'm not downplaying any type of money what people make. I don't want to sound rude or facetious with what I'm about to say, but the NBA money is way more than the football money. Like, that shit don't even sound like a lot of money when you sitting there thinking about what these NBA niggas again. Niggas like, niggas making $6 million and they sleep. Niggas talking about Joel Embiid made $124 million when he doesn't play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So football players, you living in a low tax state in Florida. I'll say you get it'll be a little bit over $4 million of that. And I get it, you're not touching the field, but you still got to be at practice, you still got to be there, you still got to show up, so on and so forth. These basketball players and certain football players, I guess, who want their way, they take their own flights. Jimmy Butler said, I'm not getting on the motherfucking Miami Heat plane. I'll meet y'all there. Niggas start taking his own flights, meeting niggas at the game and all type of shit. Niggas will figure a way out. But $6 million, like I said, I'm not downplaying nobody's shit, but that didn't even sound like a lot compared to what these NBA niggas are getting. But I guess if you're not playing, you're not playing.
Yeah, but even at that point, soccer players and baseball players are really chilling. They're like, and that's nothing in my sleep.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Absolutely, soccer and baseball players.
Depends what you comparing things to. So,
Killer, listen to this list, though. David Robinson, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, D. Wade, John Stockton, and Bradley Beal.
You said one of these kids ain't supposed to be here.
I see the theme, though. I do see a theme. The people that have this no trade clause are players who is in markets that when you think of the market, you think of them. So they made their life there. Now, if he made his life there, let's think about it objectively. If he made his life there in Washington, and he's like, the team is not playing well, I'm gonna actually be the marquee player here, and I'm gonna give you guys my best. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and have to move my family. I think that's understandable.
So we discussed Bradley Beal, and even at this point, the organization has kind of made it clear, even though anybody is replaceable, that Devin Booker is staying. This is where we talk about KD because he's been brought up in a lot of trade conversations. And we had this conversation about leadership. People are questioning KD's leadership and his legacy at this point. So what do you say to those people who are starting to question that with his position on the Suns?
That's that new hotness. You cannot question KD's legacy. Come on, man. KD probably invented that term, a walking bucket. Anytime he gets the ball, it's a bucket. People could say what they want about, what they think about him personally, what he tweets on X or Twitter. But when it comes to getting the ball actually and getting a basket, he's one of the best ever to do it. And I mean, with nobody excluded from the list. So I think his legacy is cemented. I think who he is as a player as well, amongst his peers is cemented. But he just getting a bad break. I know definitely he's out of there this summer. He definitely got to be out of there this summer. I don't see him nor Phoenix agreeing to bring him back next year. It just doesn't make sense. If I lost with Kevin Durant, Bradley, Beal, and Booker, there's no way I'm keeping that team another year.
And the exact question about his legacy?
Yeah, so people have been questioning KD's leadership, just his fit on the Suns. So it's to the point where they're starting to question his legacy. What do you say to those who are starting to question all of that?
Man, just question shit every day, B. Like, I don't really understand how you questioning a nigga. Like, Mase made a great point. I don't have too much to add on to what Mase saying. KD's a walking bucket. What I do like is with KD is that I see a more relaxed KD. When I say relaxed, he smokes weed. He chills out. He'll still drop 30, 35 on you if need be, potentially 40. But I don't think he cares as much as he used to. And I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about what niggas say. You can tell by his responses to what people say to him. He don't give a fuck what you say. And I think that it's way more comfortable at the age he's at in the stage of his career to have fun playing basketball. Or when I say fun, not give a fuck about critics as much as he may have cared about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Skip Bayless, KD. Well, fuck it, we both washed then. Fuck what you talking about. That's what he tells KD and tells Skip Bayless. Gary Payton, yo, what you talking about? You in the Hall of Fame here? Then I'm in the fucking ceiling if we talking about places in the Hall of Fame. I think he's at a place where he like, well, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. If my career is over tomorrow, I'm a 2-time finals MVP winner, and not just a 2 times final winner. I'm a finals MVP. I'm a league MVP. I'm a scoring champion. His accolades go on and on and on. Now, one thing that always seems to elude some of these great players, whether it's Reggie Miller, whether it's Charles Barkley, whether it's John Stockton, whether it's Karl Malone, whether it's Patrick Ewing, is a championship. And KD has the championship. So he probably don't give a fuck what half these people are saying anyway. And you could tell by his responses on X and how he responds to people in different interviews, etc. And his back and forth banter with certain people on sidelines. He's like, I did everything. Now, if more comes along, I'm down with it. Don't get me wrong. I think he wants to win. But what hasn't Kevin Durant done that in the NBA that people have done? Have he won 6 championships? No. Who has? Has he won a plethora of MVPs? No, who has? It's a handful of people. We got LeBron stuck at 4 league MVPs. We got Michael Jordan at 5. Kobe Bryant has 1 league MVP for people who don't know that. Shaq has 1 league MVP. Charles Barkley has 1 league MVP. It's not a lot of people with a handful of league MVPs or scoring titles or NBA championships. It's only a few. And Kevin Durant made that list over and over again. So I don't know. People could say it's legacy this and legacy that. What hasn't he done? I'm trying to figure out.
That part, and that's that. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the Knicks. So Jalen Brunson has been sidelined since March 6th with a sprained right ankle. It's now expected for him to be out from late March to early April. Mase, do you think the Knicks can keep their momentum with the delayed Jalen Brunson return?
Do I think the Knicks can continue their run without Jalen Brunson? Absolutely not. I think all of this is setting up, just in my honest NBA opinion, that KD might land in the Knicks. That's the only good thing I can see coming out of this. To your point, you're saying, do they do better? No, but they'll end up doing better if they get KD. I think it will be a better team. And I think their version of tanking. That's the new way to tank. Just somebody get hurt on the team or act like they hurt. I'm not saying he's not hurt, but I'm saying
he's definitely not acting because that boy has been playing.
Yeah, he's definitely not a guy that would do that. But I'm just saying that's the best thing that could come out of the Knicks right now. Or that they get Zion. They always wanted Zion. Maybe they get Zion this summer. But they're not winning without no Jalen Brunson. To answer your question, can they win without Jalen Brunson? Absolutely not, because he's the heart and soul of the team. You know, if you take the motor out of a car, the car doesn't run, and he's the motor of that team.
Okay, Cam.
To answer the question exactly, could they sustain their lead in the East without Jalen Brunson? No. And I'm going to have to say possibly. I was thinking, though, when I first seen this question, but actually they're 4-2 right now without Jalen Brunson this season. You have about 15 games left. They have a 5.5 game lead on Milwaukee. They have actually it's crazy. The Bucks, Pistons, and the Pacers are all tied for 4th place. And the Knicks actually have a 5.5 game lead on all 3 of those teams. They beat Miami by 20 points. I don't know if it was yesterday, day before yesterday. They lost to Golden State by only 3 points in Golden State. I think that they'll be able to hold on. And when I say hold on, to make it without being in the play-in. And that's a goal for the Knicks, especially like Mase said. I'm not going to disagree with Mase on that part. Jalen Brunson is the heart and soul of this team. And if you think you're going to win anything without Jalen Brunson, you're bugging. But the question was, could they sustain their lead? And when I say sustain their lead, I don't know if they'll finish 3rd, but I definitely think that they'll avoid being in the play-in. And avoid being in the play-in without Jalen Brunson for almost a month, I think that's a win in itself, because that's the main thing. Don't get the fuck in that play-in. Anything can happen in that play-in. You lose a game, you go home. You lose 2, you go home. So winning without Jalen Brunson, no. Sustaining to not make it in the play-in, absolutely. I think that they could do that.
Okay.
So when you said sustain the league, you meant...
Yeah. I just said in general, do you think they can keep their momentum?
Yeah, I was thinking, will they stay in 3rd place? That's when I said no. That's what I was saying no to. Will they make the playoffs? Yeah, they could still make the playoffs, but I said definitely to the part of them not being in 3rd place when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
If he's not playing.
You guys still have different kind of answers, though, because Cam's saying it is possible, and you're saying no, it can't happen.
Well, let's look at what's the math on it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just do the math. What's 42 real quick plus 23 off top of that? That's 5. That's what, 65 games?
65 games.
65 games. They have 15 games left a little more than 15 games left, and they have a 5.5 game lead. Detroit is not on no winning streak. Milwaukee, we know now, no definitely. These three teams that's behind them are all streaky. I don't see Milwaukee going on a 6 or 7 game winning streak. They just lost recently the other day to Shea and them came in and they house to spank them. Indiana up and down. Detroit, they've been having a good season, but are they going to go on a 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak? Or the Knicks lose 5, 6, 7 games in a row? I don't know. But if I had to bet on it, I would say the Knicks would stay in third place, just betting wise. But it's not a foregone conclusion. Mase could be right as well. But 5.5 game lead, 17 games left. You better hold the fuck on, nigga.
So let me ask y'all this, just out of curiosity. Let's just do a little quick prediction. So tonight they'll play the Spurs. Can you see them winning that game, Mase and Cam?
I'm about to pull it up. Yeah, without Wemby, yeah, they should win that game.
Okay, Cam?
I agree.
Okay, the Hornets?
I don't know. It depends on what LaMelo they give. Melo comes out smoking, pause, with 40 points, they might lose. They might lose. Who else you got?
I don't see the Hornets beating them neither.
Okay, the Wizards?
Yeah, you're right. They might go run it.
Wizards?
Now you're changing your mind. He said, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if these are the teams they're playing now.
The Wizards just beat the Nuggets night before last. They actually just beat the Nuggets, but I'm picking the Knicks so far about everything you need. Stat real quick, because I know you're ringing off teams, and this is great that you asked, but for those that don't know, a stat that people don't know, the Knicks have the 4th easiest schedule left in the regular season coming up.
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like.
Yeah, I'm sharing my knowledge with you, so you know this now you can make a different decision if you want to make a different decision. They have the 4th easiest schedule. So do you want to change your mind, or do you want to stick to what you say? All right, no problem. That's what I'm asking, if you feel like changing your mind. But you can read some more names stat after Charlotte, but I was just letting you know they have the 4th easiest schedule left in the NBA.
Yeah. After that is the Mavs.
Yeah, it gets really crazy after that. They're not gonna stay on this little easy road. They got LA, they got Milwaukee.
Who does the Mavs have? The Mavs have, first of all, you talk about the Mavs are forfeiting games possibly. Mavs might not even have 8 to play against the Knicks.
Yeah.
So I see them winning that game too.
They might think I could beat these niggas.
It's true.
Yeah, and then they're gonna lose to LA. They're gonna lose to Milwaukee.
Which LA you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's the Clippers.
Yeah, next is the Clippers.
Oh yeah, they might have the good news. The good news Bears schedule.
They're gonna be all right. I mean, and listen, don't get me wrong. They can all lose each game, but that we talking about, any team can win every night. But we know that Jalen Brunson is the heart and soul of this team. But we can't act like it could be argued, if you want to argue, that Karl Anthony Towns is probably, outside of Mobley, probably the best center in the East right now. Who's a better center? You can say Bam Adebayo if you want, but Karl Anthony Towns definitely was the starter for the East Coast at center position this year. He's having a great year this year. He might be the best center. So I don't know Thibs' game plan, but they should dump the ball inside and let him go to work. He's not a scrub.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, after seeing the schedule, it's like, dang, it kind of.
Now the last six to me is all else, but
the last 6 games of the season.
Yeah, other than Brooklyn.
But that's the point. Jalen Brunson should be back the last 6 games of the season. We just talking about, can they hold on while he not there? And from what they saying, it's probably another week and a half out.
Okay. So let's get into some underdog picks. So like I said earlier, the Knicks will play the Spurs tonight. Underdog has Mikal Bridges at 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower?
Man. He's been like, I don't know this year. This was last year, I would have said higher. This year, I'm gonna have to go with, I'm gonna give him a higher. Pause. Just just in good spirit. I'm not sure though. Not Mikal.
Listen, I'm gonna go higher because it's everything combined. And you have to step it up, Mikal Bridges. The Knicks got rid of a bunch of people for you, thinking that you was gonna come in and do the shit that you was doing in Phoenix, Brooklyn, and now it's not meshing well. And I understand everything takes time. Chemistry is not overnight. But listen, all this learning how to shoot at the beginning of the year and all this other shit, you're a professional athlete. You wouldn't have got there without knowing how to shoot and everything up. Stop changing your game at 20-something years old. You got there for a reason. And at this point at the season, the Knicks are going to really need you. So I'm going to go higher, being that it's all three categories.
Okay.
Would you trade him back for Bradley Beal?
No. Mikal Bridges, Bradley Beal, I think is good, but I don't think he would fit on the Knicks. I think Mikal Bridges would fit in nicely with the Knicks, but it's just not meshing as quickly as people want it to mesh. People forget that he's not only just a good offensive player, he's also a defensive prowess. He's a good two-way player, and I think he got a wingspan of something like 7'2". Oh, so his arms are really lengthy on defense. He slides his feet. He deflects passes. He's a really good defensive player, just not translating. And what Mase was saying, I understood what you were saying. The word that I would use that you probably didn't use that you might have meant, he's streaky this year.
Yeah.
He's up and down, up and down. One game we think, okay, this is Mikal Bridges that we've been waiting to see, and then he disappears for 3-4 games. Playoffs are coming up. Need more consistency from him.
Okay. Cat is at 25.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower?
Better get it. Better get it to win. I'm going to go higher.
Higher.
Okay. And Chris Paul is at 6.5 assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
It's Chris Paul, man. We going higher. All state. State Farm.
He ain't going to have 50 points, so he better have 6 assists.
Okay.
Chris
go
Paul
higher.
said he's retiring this year. I think they say he's retiring after this season.
He had a great career. Chris Paul had a really, really, really great career. And I'm pretty sure whenever he does retire, even if it's this year, he's going to make an outstanding coach. Would I want to play for him? Hell no. But I'm pretty sure he'll be in somebody's, if not as a coach, somebody's front office. So he's a great basketball mind. I don't know if he should retire just yet. I haven't seen a lot of him this year, but if he does retire, man, illustrious career. We'll give him his flowers when it's time, though. Not today.
Okay. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. Is Thibs tiring out his starters? We'll discuss after the break.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. So we got more Knicks talk. Last week, they had a lot of miscommunication between Coach Thibs and Mikal Bridges regarding long minutes for starters. So Mikal had said, sometimes it's not fun on the body. You'll want that as a coach, but also talk to him a little bit, knowing that we've got a good enough team where our bench guys can come in and we don't need to play 48 minutes, 47 minutes. Thibs actually denied the conversation ever took place. So since then, they said that they hashed things out and talked about it privately. But before we even just get into the specific minutes and like looking at how much their starters are actually playing, what do you think about that conversation kind of being exposed to the public from Mikal Bridges?
I think when it comes to like discrepancies amongst a team, those things are common. It's just a matter of when they become public to us as fans, and then people try to clean it up because of the way they want to be perceived. But I could see this as being an issue with Tom Thibodeau as well as Mikal on both of their sides. Because on one side, he's like, we want to be great in the playoffs. And that's probably Mikal's outlook that if we get more rest, we'll be ready when the time comes. He's like, no, if you are ready now, you definitely will be ready later. And it's just two different philosophies, and one of those philosophies got to go. That would be my ultimate take. You can't have two mindsets going in opposite directions and achieve great things together. It just doesn't work like that.
Everybody knows Thibs runs his players into the motherfucking ground. It's what he do. Every team he coaches, he runs his players into the ground. And hopefully for the Knicks, that this won't translate to be something bad when the playoffs start. If you sat there and watched the Knicks last year, you seen bodies dropping like John Wick was on the court. Niggas was just falling, man. Every game, all the way down to the last game, even Jalen Brunson got hurt at the last game before the Knicks got eliminated. Thibs runs his players down. He plays them a mat. Now, the reason why I don't feel bad is because I'm used to niggas playing 82 games, 40-something minutes a game. Some niggas never used to come out, but with these fragile motherfuckers out here, you can't run these niggas into the ground like you used to be able to run players into the ground. They're going to start complaining, too many minutes, etc. The same scenario that the topic is right now, too many minutes. And for some reason, I don't know if it's the gluten, the Wagyu, whatever new food or shit is going on, these niggas can't play 82 games, 48 minutes. It just don't happen no more, and you actually see them falling apart. So I understand where Mikal Bridges is coming from in this generation, I should say. But Thibs is like, from Thibs' point of view and to Thibs' defense, because it isn't just Mikal Bridges. I'm talking about sports analysts around the country. Thibs is always playing players. Thibs is doing this too much. He run them into the ground. This, that, that. If people are dieting and taking care of their body and have more medicine and more exercise and more ways to keep their body in shape longer, then why they can't play longer? I don't get that. I really am the medicine, the workout, the everything else, but you still can't play longer than a nigga who played in 1989 that didn't have all the technology and medicine and trainers and et cetera, technology that you got. I don't get it. But for some reason, Thibs players don't always last throughout the playoffs because you run them into the ground. I told Sin City this because he's a Knicks fan. I said, y'all ain't going to last through the playoffs. I said, y'all not because y'all don't have a bench. The Knicks bench is terrible. They have no other players that come off the bench that's really good. And it's going to show throughout the playoffs because the niggas going to get tired.
Okay, so to that point, so Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges are tied for the most minutes per game out of everyone in the league at 37.8 minutes per game. So to your point, do you think Thib is demanding too much from his starters, or you kind of just feel like that's what's supposed to happen when you play in the game?
From my point, I'm not mad at it. It's funny for me because I'm at a catch-22 with it. You know what a catch-22 is, that?
Kind of like an ultimatum, right? You got to choose one or the other, right?
Oh my!
Isn't that what that would be like?
No,
damned if I do, damned if I don't, right?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, I'm not the. I try to explain things, y'all. Like
your first explanation was not correct, though.
The whole thing is, even if you don't know, it's fine. You don't know. If you don't know, you can't learn. So. It's like nigga coming up to me and putting on this wall right now XIXXV7M and tell me for me to be like, what number is that? Yeah. I don't know all that Roman numeral. I know 10 is X. So if you don't learn it, how you supposed to know it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I can't take them shits to the bank. I can't cash in a Roman numeral check. A lot of shit educational-wise for me, if it didn't make sense in life, I didn't really want to know about it. Thought I'd just ask you that.
Oh, it's a good question. Sometimes things mean different things, so I'd be having to make sure. You know?
No, you're right. Listen, there's there, and there.
Or like that's green, because that's like a Florida thing.
Yeah. You know you're theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There, I possess it, and over there.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that's green?
Yeah, when you call somebody green?
Yeah. No, not call somebody green. That's green.
No, what is it?
Like that's fucked up.
I didn't.
green.
That's green.
Yeah.
I know calling somebody green.
I got something, y'all.
You made that shit up yesterday.
Yeah, you made
No,
that up.
I got something. I did not
Nobody
make that
ever
up.
said that's
Look,
green.
in the comments down below, especially East Coast, the South, specifically Jacksonville, y'all already know what that's green means.
Now
They just
you're
did it.
quoting
And that's okay.
Jacksonville
Because we're here to
stat.
learn. We're here to learn.
No, listen.
Oh my
The whole
goodness.
thing is, and that's why I be telling people about slang around the country, and it's good to know different things. Because why would green ever be fucked up when green is the money? Green is the go sign when you get the light.
Yeah.
The green means everything a go.
Yeah, it's messed up as money.
Yeah, like green.
That's how it sounds.
Green,
That.
yeah, nigga, you ever think green light on that nigga?
Yeah.
Yo, like, let's go get some greens. Like green, I mean, I'm not knocking it, but I like to learn too. But why would green be bad? Green has always been good in America. My bad.
I can't really explain to you why the word is the word. Your logic makes sense though.
Yeah,
A lot of things
And
don't
you
make
said
sense.
it
to me
came from
sometimes.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, like that's green.
I'm going to check it out, Stat.
Go ahead.
I got people.
Go ahead.
All right.
That's green.
I got a 2-part answer to this question. And just so I'm clear on the question, because I know we started talking about something else, just read it one more time for me so I know exactly, our audience knows exactly the question that I'm answering.
Yeah, so Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges, they're tied for most minutes per game, 37.8 minutes. In your point, do you think he's demanding too much from his starters, or you think that's fine?
And so I just want the audience to hear again. That's why I say I'm at a catch-22. For a person like me, used to play, and like I said, I never made it to professional level. I'll never play 82 games a year for a living, etc. I don't think it's too much, especially for the money that niggas is getting paid. Niggas was getting paid 10% of what niggas is making right now playing all the games. Karl Malone had played 18 seasons and missed 6 games. His last 2 years he got hurt, so he missed a bunch of games. But his first 18 seasons, think about this, y'all. 18 seasons straight and missed 6 games. Niggas missing 6 games next week in 1 week, my nigga. So for me, it's not asking a lot. But am I dumb? Am I blind? Can I not see or hear? No, absolutely. I can see and hear. And I see these players getting worn out towards the end of the year playing all these games. For some reason, they can't sit there and play an 82 games schedule, even with the load management. It's a problem. So to me, Cameron, is he asking too much from his players? I would say no as a personal fan who watched basketball for the last 35 years, 40 years maybe. As a person who's analyzing what's going on in today's climate, yes, he is asking a lot from his players. You got 2 players from your team, and don't get me wrong, they're not the star players, they're role players, but 2 niggas from the same team average the most minutes in the whole NBA. It ain't like one nigga from the Knicks and another nigga from the Suns and another nigga from Detroit. 2 of the players average the most. Yeah, for this generation, I think it is a lot. Me personally, as a fan, no.
Well, I'm gonna second that motion because I think is really asinine that Josh Hart is even saying that it's too many minutes, because when he was on the Lakers, his biggest cry was that he wanted the minutes, right?
Well,
so now,
to be fair, Josh Hart never said that he was getting. It was really
okay,
Mikal Bridges.
I'm just making sure, because these same players, when they're in another system and they're not getting the minutes, now they're like, oh, I wish I could play more. So that's my first reason why it's not too much. And then the second reason, I think if you don't score over 30 points, you're not a person that's scoring the 28s and 27s, you shouldn't be complaining about minutes. Like, you don't need the rest. You need to play all these minutes. Somebody who's gonna get rest, that's gonna come to the next game and get 40 points or really make that difference. Those are the type of players that need rest. Like you see LeBron saying he's resting to the playoffs, and he doesn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So why do y'all need rest? Somebody's out there 40 years old getting 40. Why do you need rest? That would be my question. If you got a 40-year-old guy getting 40, you're 26, 27, you need rest? That's what Thibodeau is thinking. What do you think about that, Stat?
I mean, when you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense, but it's like, dang, just because I'm younger, that doesn't mean I can't get tired. Like, I'm going to still put in the work and do what I need to do, but I can't have a second.
Yeah,
Dang.
I mean,
Like,
they're paying you for 48 minutes, really, exactly. I mean, you could get rest, but you're getting paid. Whatever you're getting paid for, I need you to do your job. That's just how I think.
Yeah,
I grew up in a blue-collar family. You got paid for the work. We need you to do the work.
Richardson from the Colts won the rest.
Yeah.
that did not turn out well. The way that was explained.
That was a good
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. These players are not like that to be needing rest like that, for real. That's just the way I think. Like, Kevin Durant need rest. You don't need no rest. Luka is not getting rest. Who else? The Joker is not taking rest. It's like the people who are really like that are not looking for the rest, and the people who are not like that are asking for the rest. You don't see the consistency here?
So to give you a little bit more context too, so after Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart, then it's Tyrese Maxey, then Devin Booker, then KD, then OG, then Jason Tatum. So those are the players right under minutes wise.
In the minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you need to be. You trying to win, right? You can't bring that attitude that you brought from Phoenix over here to New York, and that's another thing that he got to really navigate from, because when you're in Scottsdale, or you're getting marijuana from Phoenix, the weather is good. You eat all of the food you want. Everything is so laid back. You get to the Brooklyn, everything's turned up, and now you're in the mecca of basketball. We do not want to hear that. You got Tracy Morgan throwing up on the sideline. Man, they need y'all to win like right now, man. We don't have time for next year. That's what we think NY means, next year. So you coming in next year talking about you need rest. You see what it's triggering to me, you know? Every time I saw the Knicks play, it was always next year. So then you get some guy coming from Phoenix. Now he's here, and now he's contributing to that same mindset. I can only imagine the stress that Sin City is going through looking at this. They don't even want to play for you, Sin City. I hope you're watching this.
But okay, so also on the opposite end, what do you say if it's like, if he's hinting that they need rest, when do we kind of listen and give them that rest while they are 5 games above the 4 seed? You know what I'm saying? Like, when do we be like, okay,
I'm gonna tell
get
you
a little bit of time right now to like get right, and then when it's go time, it's still go time. You get what I'm saying? Like, they got a really lax schedule. What do you say to those?
I'm gonna tell you something they used to tell us, like, and this is a good story. I remember I went to the guy that was doing the ministerial training. I said, man, I want to just give up. I was thinking I'll give up this day and I'll be more rested on that day. He said, you want to give up some? Give up cigarettes, give up weed. And that's what I would say to the team. If you want to give up something, give up the partying so you could be a better basketball player. Don't be over here trying to give up sports. This is what we're paying you for.
Maybe I'm just on the other. I just feel like that sounds extreme. Like, I just feel like, just give me, like, not. I've been committed the past games.
Yeah.
I've been working my tail off, okay? I'm doing what I need to do. We're at the 3rd seed. We're still in a good position. Yes, Jalen Brunson's out, and I will do what I need to do to progress forward. But while we have a lax schedule, let the bench players go in a little bit more. Let me get my rest so then when it's go time, I can overperform. If I'm telling you I'm tired, how many times do I gotta keep telling you I'm tired? Does that not make sense?
No. You know why?
Okay.
You know why? Because when niggas came to you with $200 million and that paperwork or that pen to sign it, you didn't say, hold up, before we do this deal, if we in third place and we got a little lax schedule, you think I could get a couple more minutes off the playing time or a day or two off because we gonna be up anyway. Matter of fact, put that in my deal. If we up 11 games, I should be able to get some rest. I should be able to chill. We up 11 games. No, you didn't say that when you signed the contract. You know what? The Knicks is up 5.5 games in third place from the 4th, 5th, and 6th seed, right? OKC is up 11 games in the West. You know who's not missing games?
SGA.
There you go. They up.
No,
they
that was an answering question.
They up 11 games.
And he's
And he's not talking about, yo, you know we about to win the Western
I'm
Conference.
a little tired.
You know, we know we about to win the Western Conference. You know I'm about to get the MVP is a lot. Yo, Sam Presti, you mind if I get a couple days off? Because we gonna win anyway. Let me just get a couple days off. It sounds stupid to me. I get what you're saying, Sam, but it just doesn't make sense. When you're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars, and you're talking about, we got a little stretch, let me get a couple days off because we in third place and we up 5. Not only that, the star of the team is hurt. You want to take games off when the number one nigga, you know what? Let's all take off because Jalen Brunson is hurt too. So we might as well just take off at one time and then come back together as a team stronger with our mindset more focused, and therefore we'll have more energy. Why would you even want to take off with Jalen Brunson hurt? This is the time for nobody to take off while he's hurt, and maybe when he comes back, if you're not 100%, you could take a game or two off. They have no bench, literally no bench. I don't even count campaign. They have 0 bench. So I don't think this is the right time to be taking off when you're in third place, 5-game lead, and you got a nigga who's killing the whole NBA with an 11-game lead, and he's not taking off.
Yeah, that's it. That goes to the winning culture that we're basically speaking from. In a winning culture, you carry yourself differently than in an average culture or a subpar culture, and that's what we're speaking from when we hear what's going on here. That will be okay in a system that you don't plan on winning in the playoffs, but as you start going towards the playoffs, that's not the time to draw back. That's the time to really get ready to go and on to a new level. And when you think of the team that introduced that whole concept of low management, they had Tim Duncan, they had all these other players, so they could do that. The Knicks is not, they don't have a Tim Duncan, they don't have a Ginobili, they don't have these things. So when
Tony
you see
Parker, Bruce Bowen,
you see
Kawhi
people
Leonard
trying to mimic that system, and that's why it's going bad for them, because those people were foreigners. They were people that understood, as soon as I get back, it's business as usual. I don't think Americans are able to turn it on and turn it off like that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just like to ask those questions to get different perspectives.
No, it's a
'cause
good
I also
question.
agree with y'all because I think that's what separates good from great. Like when you
Yeah.
want to be the best, there quite literally are no days off. You're doing things on the weekends, you're doing things on the weekdays, you're doing things at odd hours because you want to be the best version of yourself that you could be. So I get it. But I
Yeah.
know on the other side, but it's like, but if he's tired, why not? So I think you guys gave a
and
great
schedule
explanation
your
for that.
rest. You schedule your
if
rest.
he's tired, yo, how you tired and this what you chose to do for a living? This is not a surprise. This isn't like, look, I can't speak for Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges, but 9 out of 10 times when you're a professional athlete, you've been doing this since you were 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
This is not overnight. This ain't, Lamar
You didn't
Roach.
sneak in the league.
Lamar Roach was in here yesterday with us talking about when he fought Tank the first time they was 9 years old. These niggas ain't fighting at the highest level because they just seen each other in the street and was like, yo, what you doing Saturday? Bitch ass nigga. Nah, it's a whole commitment that these professional athletes been doing since they was single digits or at least 10, 11 years old. It is not a nigga in the league. If it is, I bet you it's not more than 10 people in the league who can sit there and say, out of 480 players who can sit there and say they didn't play basketball at high school or at 15, 16 years old. It's not a nigga who's a blossomer like, nah, I ain't started playing ball till I was 23. You knew this when you was 11, what your job was going to be. This was going to be your job, and this is what you want to do. So why is it a shock? They ain't changed the minutes. It's 48 minutes. They didn't change the games a year.
They didn't add more games.
Yeah,
no.
it's still the same shit from when you was a child. And to be honest with you, it's less brutal. You can't even get beat up no more.
Yeah.
They used to beat the shit out you.
Hand checking.
No hand checking. Then we come to the league, flake a little swipe, flagrant foul. You get kicked out the game. I can't. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Jordan played 18 rounds of golf in those back in the day. The Knicks go play that night.
What she's really speaking to is their mental fatigue. Is just the makeup of the players. Realistically, that's what I have to learn when I'm talking about these things. Is that you're dealing with a different temperament, and that's what it is.
I'm not laughing at the conversation. It's just like everybody's like, oh, this new generation doesn't know nothing. Y'all don't have to work for nothing. Y'all just
no, it's
tired.
not that. It's the temperament. It's actually the temperament. They got a good video on YouTube. If you see it, it's a guy who's walking through the door.
Yeah, Murda, my bad.
Hit the door slightly, and then he just, then he goes.
And it's like 1970s, the 80s, the 90s. I seen that. Then by the time I get to the 220s, he hit the door and he fall on the floor.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Stat.
Okay.
You feel like coming to work next week? Like, nah, I've been killing it for the last year or so, man. Fuck, I'm coming in. I'm tired.
Nah.
Yeah, because you want to get
like
paid.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not just going to get paid. You enjoy what you're doing, but imagine, what do it look like telling us, or anybody that you work with or work for, yeah, I've been doing my thing, man. You ain't using this signal. I've been doing what I had to do, man, the last year and a half. I think, look, the ratings is up, the views is good. I'm going to just take off for a little week before the playoffs start.
Yeah.
It's only a month left. Y'all can find somebody else to do this job, and then when the playoffs start, I'll be back. How that sound?
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, that's what I'm trying to
And I don't even
tell
think,
you.
even when I'm sick, I want to come up here to the point where they're like, you need to go lay down. And I'm like, okay, fine.
But see, that's what it sounds like to Thibodeau.
Yeah, exactly. After he made this opportunity for you, we traded our franchise. People that could have had us winning at a much higher rate this year. And now you're here and saying you're tired. Just think of that.
Too many minutes.
We got a guy right now in Minnesota that if we had him here right now, this would be a different New York team. You're tired?
Okay. And then just to end off on this note, so he was, obviously when that exchange happened, they did give away 5 first-round draft picks for him. So just going to leave that there. Food for thought.
Yes.
If you know, you know. So.
5 first-round picks?
Yes.
And you tired? See, that's the emotions that go through an owner's mind when he hears this. Like, you know what we gave up for you to be here? And you're saying you're tired? You're making me second guess everything I just put in motion.
And then just to be completely clear, he didn't explicitly say he was tired. He just said, playing all those minutes, some people from the bench can go in too. I just want to make that clear.
You want to give your minutes up down to the bench players? Like, I've never said that.
Give them your check. That's what I'm saying. Give them your check. Don't give them your minutes. Say, you know what? How about y'all give 1,000, 100,000 of my money to this guy and 500 to this guy, since I don't want to play.
That's all the time that we have for today. If you guys want to win one of these limited edition, exclusive, official, It Is What It Is Underdog collab helmet, make sure you guys, 1, subscribe to the channel, subscribe down below. 2, follow the official Instagram at It Is What It Is Talk. We will have a post up. Make sure you guys tag 3 friends down below, and you can get one of these exclusive things right here. And I know y'all want it because this is fire.
Now, I ain't gonna front these shits is tough.
Yeah.
It's fire. So shout out Underdog. If y'all want it, 3 easy steps. Make sure y'all do it. Comments down below, and you could win one of these. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.